Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something a little different than what we usually do. Instead of doing maintenance work on vehicles, we're actually going to be doing a little bit of custom work. So today we're going to be working on our 2001 Honda Civic. We're going to be installing a new stereo system. Over here you see everything that you kind of need. You got yourself a new radio head. I went ahead and went for the double bay one, just because I like the way it looks in this car. What you're going to need after that is going to need a dash kit. You can get these at any auto parts store or your local Walmart. Where we are working on a 2001, I want to specifically get the one from 1982 to 2006 Acura, Honda, Infiniti, and Nissan, just to make sure the fitting is going to be proper. And then you just need yourself your new wiring harness. All right, we're going to get everything packed up in here, and then we're going to start taking the dash apart and showing you how it's done. Guys, and here we are inside the vehicle. As you can see, this is the standard assembly we're going to be taking out. Really fucking simple. So these two spots right here, these have screws in them. So in order for you to get to those, you do have to take this off right here and then reach underneath it, and then they're going to be bolted on to this piece right here.
Yeah, as I said, somebody had already had this off before, so they made it really easy for us by leaving those screws out.
We're just going to take a flathead screwdriver and we're just going to pry around the edges here to unhook those clips, and then we're going to pull this out and then unhook the radio.
Now, we're using a flathead, but you gotta be careful because you can really mar the surface. Looks like somebody's already done that. So this has obviously been poked and prodded at before, but most of the time you get these electronics tools which are made of plastic and they don't mess up. They're pry tools and they don't mess up around this, but we're just going to use the screwdriver today. Once you get it out, just unhook your antenna. We're going to unhook all this stuff. These are just press and pulls. You want to try not to pull on the wires because you can pull them out. So if at all possible, avoid doing that. Alright, and it's just those plugs and we have the whole thing loose.
Yep, and there we are. Alright, so next up is going to be taking the original stereo out.
We're going to be taking the whole thing out, so it'll be these 4 Phillips head screws right here. 1, 2, and then 3, 4 over here. So we take all these off, and then everything should slide forward. Well, you can get all these off with the Phillips to get the bracket off. And then the bracket probably gets reused, honestly.
Probably.
So in total, that's going to make 4, 6, 12 bolts or screws. It's starting to look like we may have to take this off too, just to get these last 2 screws out of this side. So there's 3 screws for this. Okay, this should just pull right off. You gotta pull the knobs off. They just pull right off, and they're notched to go back on in the right place, so you can't put them on wrong. Okay, and then this will come out. And you got your AC controls. Alright, and then we can get these last 2 out from right here. Okay. Brackets off. And these will slide out the front.
Now voila, old head unit has been removed.
So now you know how to take that out. That can be sold, or you can keep it for just in case purposes. Because that one still works, it just needs the code. As far as that goes, you can go to, there's a website, hondacodes.com or something like that, and you go there, you give them your VIN number, and they'll give you the last known code of the radio. So normally that's the code it came with from the factory, so you can get it. But I've never come across one where somebody has put in their own code, so usually that works. But
Okay, opening this up, you can see you got all your wires right here. That's a Sirius XM cable. You got parking brake. System remote control. It's got a mic set up for your radio phone calls. Alright, so we got the bracket back in, so now we are just going to be lining up the radio to put it in place, because it turns out where we have the double DIN, we actually don't need the dash kit for it.
interestingly enough,
That's very odd, because the last time we put a double DIN, it was in the Sport Track, and we needed to harness the dash kit for it.
that's what it'll look like from the front. It'll have the little gap, but you won't be able to see it. Oops. Sorry.
Waking the neighbors.
They should be awake already, lazy asses. Alright, so 4 bolts on each side, 2 bolts holding the bracket. Just like so. That's how it'll look.
There's a gap in between it, but only because it's the dash kit we got just didn't have the thing for us to put on it to cover those gaps up.
No cover to actually go in there. But that's okay. So go ahead and get this put back on.
Looking good.
Okay. And then, well, before we do that, let's go ahead and do this wiring harness. So I'm just going to set that to the side. Piece that goes to the back of your radio. This comes with the radio. And then this is the piece that plugs into the car. Looks like it's going to be this one. You just match it up to the right one. It's got these yellow pieces in there to protect it. You just make sure to pull those out. See all the prongs. And just like that, we're ready to go. And basically all you gotta do, match colors. So yellow to yellow, black to black, blue with a white stripe. We're not going to use that one. Yeah, so you got your white with black, your, help me out with these colors, Tristan. Gray and gray with black.
Yes.
And then you got your purple and purple with black.
Green with black.
And then you've got your really, really long parking brake. I don't know that we'll use that one. And then your remote system, reverse gear signal input. Some of them are labeled, some of them aren't. And then red, black, yellow. Okay. Alright, so I don't have any wire strippers, so I'm going to show you guys a way to do it with a lighter. This isn't technically the recommended way to do this, but this is the way I've always done it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Just find out about how far back you want to do it, usually about like that. And then wait for it to start bubbling up a little bit, and then just put your fingernail into it, pull. It does burn, yes, but you'll get used to it. Poor man's way of doing stuff. You want to do that with each and every one you plan on connecting. Some of them they're already pre-done, so you just pull the tips off of those. Voila. They make it easy on some of them. And the way we're going to be doing this is we're just going to be tying the ends together, match up the colors, tie the ends together, and then just electrical taping it. It's not really the recommended way to do it either. You can go to like Workshop Tools if you're around one, or Harbor Freight usually carries them. But you can get boxes of electrical connectors, and basically if you had one of those, you just stick the end of each one in and then just clamp them, and then electrical tape them a little bit, and that's the recommended way. But we're just going to tie them together and electrical tape them because I can't find my electrical connectors. So already stripped a little. Alright, so first we're going to do the grays. So this one is the solid gray. It's going to go to the other solid gray. Definitely, at the very least, cover these with electrical tape because you have to have some kind of you can't just leave them exposed or it'll mess up your whole electrical system in the car. So just a small piece and wrap it around. A couple times. Not the prettiest looking thing, but it works. I've never had any issues out of doing it this way. And I've done many.
Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of these wires put together. Once we do that, we'll get back with you on plugging everything else up. Then we're going to turn the car on and see if the radio works. So what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be running the USB port for the radio. It doesn't have one on the front, so it comes with this cable you got to running through the back of the radio. Now we just got to find a place to put it.
And then we got these put together, as you can see. Just match up all the colors, and you'll have a few left over. You can just cap them off like I did right there, and then it should just be ready to plug in to the car, plug into the back of the radio. And then this USB, there's this little right here, this will pop out, and then we can just run our USB right through here. Now if we want to get really fancy with it, we could fix it to where this is fixed right there, but we're just gonna run it through. So there you go. Now you got your USB. This will be plugged into the back of the radio. There's also, it also came with an aux input, but we're not going to use that because
most phones nowadays don't even have
auxiliary
headphone jacks in it. Everything's Bluetooth.
Alright.
Well, now it's time to plug and play.
So we're going to start with this. Make sure it snaps in place. And one of the things I like to do, once you get everything the way you know you want it, just to cut out any excess. Now, of course, you could cut this off if you wanted to. This big long thing is for the parking brake. So what we're gonna do, just like this. And that cleans it up a little better. We can start putting stuff back. So first this goes right like that. And then can't forget our USB. We've got this goes up here. We've got one goes underneath down here. And then we got these two. Like so. And then don't forget your antenna. And with this we didn't need an adapter, so it should just slide right in. And then once you got that done, just pop her right back in place. You may have to mess with the wiring a little bit just to make sure it stays out of the way of your vents and stuff. Set that up on top like that. There you go. And normally, also, you want to check and make sure everything's going to work before you pop this back in. So, we've already got it popped in. We'll go ahead and switch it on, see what it does.
And we have power. Nice. Let's go to the radio. And there we go. We now have a working radio. Alright guys, but that was the radio installation in the 2001 Honda Civic. Hopefully you found all this informative, and hopefully it's going to help you out whenever you're trying to install a new radio in your car. We're doing this video differently than we usually would the other ones, just because we're going to use this as like a kind of like a promotional thing for a new channel we're coming out with, Twisted Piston Customs. This one we're going to be working on more of like a look and functionality of a car instead of the mechanical functions of it. The first project on that channel is going to be this 2001 Civic, so hopefully you plan on getting some more videos out for you for that one. Just come check the channel out and see if you like it or not, and if you do, it's like we'd appreciate it for subscription, you know, like and subscribe. Anyway, this is Tristan.
This is Dustin.
We'll see you later.